ABT Media is live in the house, guys. And I'm going to be playing a bit of coffee talk, not a coffee shop. I'm thinking about my rap video that I did recently. So we're going to go to coffee. Let's see. Coffee talk. Stop that. My favorite characters in coffee talk, guys. Yeah, the music in this game is really good. And I like the art style. It's very chilled out and relaxing. Game progress. Nearly halfway. Nice. Load. Continue. Are you sure that Merrick's gonna turn it on a bit? 1 second. It's a bit low. There we go. There we go. So, here we go. Are you sure that would be okay? Yes. I mean, it would be really hard to pull off. But it's something that will make the story different. Different isn't always good. It's a neat concept, but you need to handle it carefully and gracefully. I know. Hey, Gala. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Gala. Am I interrupting? It looked like you were having an intense discussion. It's nothing. Barrister was just giving me feedback. It's for the book I'm writing. Sounds like a heavy discussion. What are you up to tonight? I'm just planning to sit and relax. Please don't let my presence interrupt you. Oh, don't worry about it. Oh no, I need to interrupt Barrister for a moment. Sure, how can I help you? Can I have a cup of, You remember my remedy? Of course. Do you want to give it a try again? I know the order didn't quite hit the spot. Remember, it's tea and ginger. The last thing is definitely a different ingredient from either of those. Okay, remember, it's tea and ginger. Tea. Ginger. Let's see if I get it right this time. Is this it? How is it? No? Why can't you tell you the ingredients? The drink doesn't follow my guidelines. You don't have any guidelines. Your guidelines are tea and ginger. Far from it. Oh, pardon me for the mistake. Never mind. Anyway, please don't mind me and continue with your discussion. Don't worry, Mr. Gatto. We're done for the night. You're done? I have a lot of new homework, thanks to you. You're welcome. Is Hyde coming? No, I'm by myself tonight. It's going to be a peaceful night then. That's mean, Freya. Oh, come on, I was just joking. You need to learn how to communicate his thoughts nicely, though. He might not look like it, but he's a very kind person, you know. He doesn't show it, that's for sure. That applies to you as well. Ah, come on. Who's coming into the shop now? Oh, the man from the beginning got dumped by his girlfriend. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Baileys. Hey, how are you doing, Freya? Not good. What's going on? Barrister was just criticizing my story. It's called feedback. It's cruel. It's necessary. Sounds interesting. What's the problem with the story? The story is non-linear and quite complicated. Imagine a choose your own adventure storybook, but for adults. Sounds pretty common so far. But instead of telling you which page to turn to, each decision you make will give you a score. What? The score will determine which page you go to. That sounds more like a video game than a book. I know, it's not that original. But my target here is the mainstream audience. With the help of my publisher, this kind of book may go mainstream, just like the Choose Your Own Adventure on Livestream. It was nothing new, but because of the marketing and the names involved, I reached the mainstream market. It's reached the mainstream market. That sounds interesting and highly ambitious, Freya. At least it's simpler than my other idea. Which is it? Making the novel not in the form of the book, but in the form of story cards. Are there any more batteries? What? I know, right? As if she has all the time in the world. And that's even before considering the sensitive issue of setting the story in a world where only humans exist. What did you say? Oh, there's a reason why it has to be that way. Just wait until I've finished it, okay? Alright. As Barrister said, though, I won't have the time. Getting a normal pitch approved is already a steep climb. Let's not make the mountain even higher. Fair enough. What's the story all about, by the way? You have to wait for it. Don't want to spoil the fun, if you say so. Anyway, I haven't ordered anything yet. They're chasing themselves. What do you want to drink tonight? Ginger latte, if you know how to make it. Brew pad. Okay, ginger latte. Brilliant. Can you Google the ingredients for a ginger latte for me? Okay. Coffee. Right. No. Research. Oh, huh? How do you know if it's not me? It's a ginger latte not milk and ginger maybe. Cinnamon. How is it cinnamon? So how do you make it? So it'd be coffee, ginger, and cinnamon. Okay. There's cinnamon in here. Is that cinnamon? Hopefully this is right. Here you go. Thanks. Are you sure this is it's the wrong order again? I know, but they want it a different way. You ordered coffee, right? Not wrong, but I said ginger latte. Means it has ginger and milk. Oh, pardon me for the mistake. It's not a bad drink, just not what I ordered. Well, be more specific then, you dum dum. I'll fix that for you. No, it's fine. By the way, how are you doing, ladies? Still busy with your last client? Oh, I'm done with her. Done. As in you're dropping the project? Hey, I'm not crazy. I still need the money. And as I finish the job, I spent the past few days making sure it's even done before the deadline. Did she like it? Oh, she loved it. She had some complaints, of course, but I convinced her by using some design terms she doesn't understand. So you finished your job by bullshitting her. The finest bullshit, my lady. That's one survival skill that every freelancer must have. Are you working on anything right now? No, I'm taking a break from work. I need to work on a few personal matters. Oh, like you and Lua. Something like that. By the way, I'm curious. How did you guys meet? If you don't mind me asking, I don't mind. It's just that I was young and stupid, you know? Oh, come on. Uh, who hasn't been there? You're right. So, I was a bit of a player back in college. Spicy. And I was going after my then best friend's girlfriend's friend. Well, okay, I'll say it slowly. I used to have a best friend. He was an incubus. Okay. Let's call him Cognac. Cognac has a girlfriend, still following, and that girl has a friend. The friend is the one I'm after. Oh, okay. Got it. She was the one of the hottest girls there, but everyone knew she wasn't the type of girl you'd want to date. Why? It's I don't want to get into the details, but this succubus was super hot, and all the guys wanted to sleep with her. She was a player too. Ah, that doesn't sound like Lua at all, because it wasn't Lua, genius. Ah, Lua was my friend's girl. Holy moly, this is getting spicier. The other girl's name was, let's just call her Rose. Continue. I knew her thanks to her relationship with Cognac. That's a fake name you made up, right? Yes. Now, will you let me continue without interruptions? Okay, okay. So I asked her a lot of things about Rose. She knew I was after. I annoyed her so much. I kept on bothering her. I mean, I was a pretty active guy back then. So Lua came over to visit us at one point. I lived with Cognac back in college. I mean, and I got back just as Lua arrived. I'm total coincidence. We went into our place together and witnessed something surprising. What? Cognac was sleeping with Rose. Oh, the mother moly! I saw the look on Louis' face. The disbelief, anger, sadness. And without even thinking about it, I punched Cognac in the face. You what? I got into a fight with him. Oh, I haven't told you. Cognac was a Brazilian jiu-jitsu tutor for kids. He's pretty good. Oh my. Yeah, I landed that one punch. And he beat me to a pulp. Exactly. Lua begged me to stop fighting on her behalf. Hey, more like she begged Cognac. Hey, I wasn't kidding. I lost, but I didn't give up so easily. I was beaten pretty bad. So Lua took care of my injuries. We grew closer after that. And I don't even remember the exact date. But suddenly that friendship turned into a relationship. That was one hell of a story. I know. Have you seen her by any chance? Yeah, you came by a few days ago. How was she doing? She hasn't returned any of my calls or texts. Well, she's healthy, that's for sure. She got into an argument though. With whom? There was this male model. A model. I don't think she was the type of girl to go out with a model. Oh, they weren't together. But what were they arguing about? Well, we were talking about your relationship. You were told us about the reason behind the fight, about your family stuff. And then this guy Hyde joined the discussion. What did he say? He didn't understand why Nua would insist on getting family approval, considering you know what? You're willing to leave your own family? You would do that for her? Yes, I would. I'm sick and tired of my family. Why would you say that? Let me tell you about my family. Or I should say, most Elven families. They think they're so high and mighty. If you're born enough, there's a certain unwritten rules you must follow. Reputation and appearance are everything. We must never ever make our family look bad. You can only befriend certain people. You must dress a certain way. You can only have certain jobs that are deemed worthy and successful, like being a doctor, a lawyer, a CEO. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be an artist. I love drawing and creating art. However, becoming an artist is not something else would deem suitable unless you become the next Da Vinci. So when I switched from a business major to an art major, my parents went crazy, screaming like they were on fire. They told me that I'd never be rich or successful. All that because you chose an art degree. You want to know the worst part? They blamed Lua. What do you mean? They blamed her for my decision to pursue my passion for art. Yelled about her kind is ruining the country, accusing their religion of worshipping the Dark Lord, accusing her of putting a spell on me and cursing the family. Whoa. I mean, come on, this is the 21st century. That's not so cool. I don't want to sound so judgmental, but your family is racist. Tell me about it. Lua is the only person that can make me feel alive. She showed me how I can be free and pursue my dreams. I don't understand why Lua is so obsessed with the idea of reconciliation with my family. I just don't get it. I have no problem leaving my family, you know. I would happily leave them for both of us. What about her? What about her and her family? You may be happy to leave your family, however, it might not be the same for her. I, Gala, do you have something to say? Perhaps you could give us a different perspective. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop. I couldn't help overhearing your story. I assumed that the person you're talking about is not an elf, correct? Yes, she's a succubus. I see. I'm a werewolf. The werewolf's the wolf pack is the most important thing. Well, put family before any other. We often have our own problems within the pack, but we won't abandon our family for anything. Perhaps that's also true for her and her family. Besides, if you leave your family for her, wouldn't that make your parents believe that all those bad stereotypes about succubi are true? I never thought of it that way before. Whether you like it or not, your actions will have an impact on her as well. And if you leave your family for her, that will put her in a difficult spot. She might feel responsible for your actions. That's nothing to feel bad about. I'm leaving my messy family to create a better one with her. It's easy for you to say that now, but you don't know what the future holds. One day circumstances might change. One day one of you might regret your decisions. One day you might use I left my family for your you card. We love each other. I'll be with her whatever the circumstances may be. You know, love is like a flame. It might burn fiercely at first, but over time it will die down if you don't maintain it. Maintaining it won't be easy, it'll be hard work because life Life is full of storms, and marriage will not survive another. Whoa, that's the. We'll have each other, that's enough for us. We'll have each other, Bon Jovi. And that's alright. Oh no, we'll give it a shot. Whoa! Tell me, do you have health insurance? What? I'm an elf. Why would I need health insurance? You need some. What for? Immortality is an Alban privilege, but you would lose it if your family disowns you. I've seen people go bankrupt because they fell ill or got seriously injured, emptied their entire life savings for £8 bill because in this country they charge 20,000 for it. And if you decide to have children, they won't have the same privileges you do. There's a high probability they'll get bullied for being a half-breed. There are consequences. It shouldn't be taken lightly. Think about it. Anyway, I've got to go. I apologize for my intrusion. No, thank you for your insight. I've got to go too. Want to head out together? Sure. Thanks for the drink, barrister. And Freya, bye. Barrister, what? You made me lose 2 customers in a minute. Hey, that wasn't on me. They were leaving anyway. Are you going to write that in your book? It's a secret. If your book is based on this coffee shop, how can you present a story like that in the world with only humans around? I'm not sure. Perhaps a hot drink will give you some inspiration. Sounds like a great idea. It never really changed. I know. I was surprisingly nice catching up with people from back then. Thank you for forcing me to do it. Don't mention it. Hey, barrister, I'd like to order again. The usual. Back to the experiment? Yes. You know what? Try adding milk to the ingredients you already have. Alright. You know what to do. I can help overhearing you, but it sounds like you two go way back. Well, do I guess. He was my bodyguard. Oh, didn't you meet here? Yeah, when this was about what happened exactly. He was getting his ass kicked by a couple of dwarves. Those two bastards. It wasn't a pretty sight, so I intervened. Vampire is supposed to be, tough. Just because I'm a vampire, it doesn't mean I know kung fu. Because I'd had a couple of drinks, I could have taken both if I was sober. And couple really, you were trash tired. You told them I was your bodyguard. But wait, were you not his bodyguard? No, at the time we didn't even know each other. But because of that whole fiasco, we both got kicked out. And then this wasted vampire stuck to me. Like, well, to a blanket. Obviously, he was too drunk to drive. So I hailed a cab. Turns out he was also too drunk to tell his driver where he lives. And I was stuck with him until morning. Uh-huh. Thanks for not leaving me on the street, Gala. The Jaws could have killed me. Who were they? I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, but it's possible they may have had ties to the mafia. And they might have had some of their money on the stock market. A lot of their money. Yikes. They wanted to launder with their dirty money, so I decided to screw them over instead. Yeah, I've heard what they were talking about before the fight started. I knew Hyde was innocent, and that's why I helped him. He might be an annoying asshole, but he's not a thief. What a stroke of luck. The universe sending me a guardian angel in my time of need. So the next morning I prepared, offered him a job as my bodyguard for real. After all the trouble you caused me the night before, hey, I took you to breakfast. Don't tell me that counted for nothing. I have to say, it wasn't my proudest moment. I was broke. Breakfast was an offer I couldn't refuse. It was the late 60s, mind you. It wasn't easy finding a job, especially for people like me. Werewolves, veterans. Ah, I see. So how did you go from working as a bodyguard to working in a hospital, Ghana? When he was working with me, I noticed, yeah, I'd, I'd prefer if we skip that part. I'm sorry, but I don't want to go into details about it. It's alright. Forgive me for asking. I don't mind. I'm telling you the quick and dirty version. Long story short, he helped me with something. Let's just say something from my past. That's to help I find a new purpose in life, helping other people live. Of course, it's not easy for a veteran male to become a nurse or doctor. That's why I chose hospital admin instead. So you could say I owe this guy my life. Thanks to his stubborn persistence in helping me when I needed it. Thank you for sharing your story with me. I didn't expect such a tale from you. I know. Anyway, barrister, I'd like to order something now. What would you like? Can you make a tea-based drink that's warm and cool at the same time? By the way, it feels like Grace is missing something today. Yeah, I haven't seen her today. I speak of the devil. And no good people. And one vampire. It's good to see you too, Freya. By the way, we were just talking about you. Oh, really? What about me? I was just surprised that you weren't here. Is that how you pick up girls young enough to be your granddaughter? That won't work on me. Eh, I have no interest with flirting with you. I've got high standards, you know. You you look so tired, Freya. A hard day at work. How could you tell? All its werewolf senses. Right. I showed Barrister my draft, and I actually got some good feedback. That's good to hear. Glad I could help. So I spent the whole day rewriting stuff, and I also did some stories for the paper. Overall, it was a good day. That's good to hear. But please don't forget to take a break. It's easy to get carried away by work when you're on a roll. Will do, sir. And speaking of hospitals, how's your hospital admin life going? That's not even a word, Freya. Exactly. I'm not even sure what you even do there. Hmm. It's pretty boring to talk about. But mostly I handle operational stuff happening in the hospital. Things like how much a specialist costs and how much it affects our income. I also deal with patients and their families, either if they may require intensive care, such as operations. I go through what we do and how much it would cost them. And unlike biz dev for people like lives, then you could say that. Damn, that sounds complicated and hard. That's why I'm suited for my job. Someone who gets very emotionally attached to patients and finds stuff pretty tough. Whereas heartless people like my friend here only see it from a business perspective. Good point. Why do people really kind of your job? I guess most people don't really notice we exist or think the necessity of it. Exactly, it's an interesting job, yet no one talks about it. Maybe because most admins are just like me. We rarely talk about the outside work outside the hospital. Why? I mean, I just don't find any reason. It's the patient's personal lives anyway. Such professionalism and loyalty. You should keep hold of your mindset, especially in front of this lady here. You, he needs to be a bit less loyal though. Alright, you've been doing this job for a while, right? Almost 50 years now. Oh, I don't know that. Wait, 50 years in the same position? Uh-huh. Holy. Ask for a promotion, man. They keep offering me new positions, mostly managerial. Take it. Not interested. Why? It's not something I want. Besides, as I've told you before, I fit perfectly in this position. But the salary must be better if you take the promotion, right? Of course. But what I get at the moment is more than enough for me right now. And I still get raises while I'm doing this job. I really can't figure you out. That's Ghana for you. Anyway, my shift's starting soon. It was nice catching up with both of you. Are you going to stay, Hyde? Yeah, I'm still enjoying the vibes here. I'll see you in a few weeks, I guess. Yep. Safe trip. See you around, Barrister. And you, Freya. See you. Take care on your way. No, it's kind of hard to believe. Someone like Gala could be your best friend. We were just talking about that before you arrived. Oh, really? Hey, I missed an interesting story. Oh, so how did you guys meet? Seriously, I have to record this story. Yes. Come on, you're not going anywhere, right? Ah, alright then. We met in this place back when it was a bar. Wow, I never used to know Gallup being in the army. I mean, he's got the build to be on the front line. Still, though, why did he make the jump from, how should I say this, a very physical job to medic? He's not comfortable talking about it right now. You know why, right? Are you trying to squeeze the story from me? Obviously, he doesn't want to talk about it. That's him, not you. Seriously, Freya? Come on. I won't get into details, but going to war, it messes with your head. Oh, you see why Gala doesn't want to talk about it, sir? I don't get it, but it must be difficult, especially back then. The only thing he was confident in was his strength. So he only did work that relied on his muscle. That wouldn't help him get over his trauma, though, right? Of course not. But it was the only thing he could do. Or at least it's the only thing he thought he could do. But you hired him for his muscle. Hey, I didn't know about all that at the time. Besides, he's good at being a bodyguard. And we weren't that close yet, so no personal feelings. I needed his strength. But then I got to be interested in him. Interested? I think he's a cool person. That's all. And after a few months, I noticed his problem. I suggested he talk about it with someone, seek help, which he refused. No surprises there, but I kind of pushed him to do it. How? It's complicated. Eventually, he did get professional help. Of course, I have no idea what happened in his therapy sessions, but in the end, he found a new purpose in his life. He quit working for me, and not so long after that, he started working at the hospital, and he's been work. Good evening, everyone. Oh boy, good evening. It's nice to see you again. We're also glad to see you, Barrister. By the way, I didn't get your name the last time you visited. Do you have a name? Name we have on Earth. Please call us Neil. Yes, Neil. Is that your real name? Oh, of course not. Due to the nature of our communication, we do not really need to reveal things like names to interact. From what we have learned here, it seems like the name Neil has a lot of associations with Earthling's efforts in intergalactic exploration. Ah, I get what you mean. I believe we did not meet the last time we were here. I saw you from afar when you left the coffee shop a few days ago. So hello, my name is Freya. You can say I'm a regular. And you, sir? Fine. You come here often? For someone who doesn't live in Seattle, yeah. Good, you're not from around here, neither are we. Where do you come from? Far away. By far away, you mean a few thousand miles or more. More. Much more. To the point that your strange calculation system means nothing. That sounds far away indeed. What are you doing here in Seattle? And do all your kind dress like this? Oh, this. You choose this appearances based on what we saw when we first arrived. Image. And the Jeremy Andrew album cover. It's no wonder you look familiar. As for what we are doing, the places are all perfect spot practice for communication skills with earthlings. But before that, please let us order something from the barista. What do you want to drink tonight? The usual, that is how you say it. Yes. Yes. So, anything. Yes, we won't be able to taste the difference anyway. Really can't taste anything. Yes. Well, if I could brew a drink that you make me feel something, interesting premise. We doubt you'll be able to do that. Challenge accepted. Please surprise us. A cup of anything is ready for you, thank you. What the? Interesting. What are you doing? Drinking. That's how they drink. Oh boy. You are one interesting person. Thank you. That was a compliment, yes. Normally, yes. But you can't be sure before. That definitely was the highest form of compliment. What are us? We are travelers. Doing our job in the space you call Milky Way. What kind of job? You are tasked with the mission to spread our seeds. We really are here to find the date. All the way from a galaxy far, far away. Wow. It turns out perhaps exist everywhere in the universe. Feeling attacked, old man? Not really. You have a valid point. We do not understand, but we're glad if we could make you laugh. Oh, the pleasure was mine. If I may ask, why do you have to breed with us? We are sorry, but that is classified information. Oh man, well, how's the mission going so far? You cannot say it is going well. I'm not surprised. With that quirky, unique you are, not many women can handle that. Could you handle them now? Me? I don't know. What do you think? You're a pretty adventurous girl. I wouldn't be surprised to see if you go on a date. Or maybe go further if you got a good story. Oh, you're not offended by that? Not in the slightest. You're wrong, though. I'd go on a date with them, but I don't like to sleep around. Really? Unless I didn't expect that. Yeah, I get that a lot. People often accept me for someone who goes around a lot. Excuse me, miss. From what we gather, does it mean you want to breed with us in exchange for our stories? Wow, no wonder your mission isn't going well. I don't plan going out with you for a drink or dinner in exchange for stories. I only sleep with someone I'm serious about. But our mission is serious. It's not that. You either have to be boyfriend or husband if you want to see me. We have heard of those terms before. Let's check them once again. That this is very strange. According to what we found, many often link with one person exclusively for their entire lives. Yes, that's called commitment. Such a strange concept. Then why, with such rules, do you still face overpopulation problems? Now that you mention it, we don't have enough control of ourselves, and those in charge don't have enough control of us. Not to mention some races live for a very long time. So even there are rules about having kids, and they can strictly be enforced, a lot of people still break them. We know everything is less about the concept of free will, but we thought you'd find also the concept of restraint and taking care of the planet. At least that's what we gathered from the information that theoretically that should be the case. But our things are so stupid. That's the easiest way to put it. We learned so much today, but we have another question for you, Mr. Passing away. How can we become your husband? First of all, I would suggest stop going step by step. Most of the time, you start by dating boyfriends or girlfriends, before you talk about marriage. Oh, okay. So, how can I become your boyfriend? You can start by asking her whether she's actually single. Understood. So, Miss Freya, are you single? Yes, I'm single. You want to be our girlfriend? No. Path to starting to date varies between people. But usually it takes some time before you want to commit yourself to someone. Wow. Breathing a process on that is surely extremely complicated. It can be easier if you're a smooth talker. Smooth talker. Someone good at communicating with others. That would be really challenging for us. Even after all that, making kids is done in a totally different league. Most women prefer if the male partners wear condoms. Condoms seems you meant to prevent pregnancy. Why would you do the master ritual if you do not want to have offspring? Pleasure. All this information is too much to process in one evening. So we talked about using condoms, but how do the other kind have sex? Like, seeing how you doing. Condoms might be something you can't use at all. Hmm, that's true. How do you do it? You're pretty flexible with that, but we cannot tell you the details. Unless we agree to the mating ritual. I don't want to imagine how it's done. You do not need to worry. We will not hurt anyone physically or mentally. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, especially the mental part. We did our research and we tried it on a testing object we made. It was proven the mental capacity of us is far more complicated than anything else on Earth. So we did not know that. Being born on Earth sounds very difficult. It is. I have to agree with that. Anyway, thank you so much for the information you have been giving us tonight. It means a lot for our mission. We have to report our findings to the base. How will you proceed with your mission with this newfound information? We are not sure yet. It is yet to be discussed after all. It was really nice talking with all of you. You're welcome. We are off now. Bye. Take care of on your way, sir. That was really something, indeed. You said the first time they came here, it was for a date, right? Yeah, but their date never came. And they took Miss Myrtle for their date. The game developer. Oh, wow, I did to think how that went. It was pretty awkward. You can't be angry at such naivety. I guess so. By the way, has that young woman been back since I spoke with her the last time? You mean Nura? Yeah, her. Oh, showing some concern now, honey. I'm just curious. I haven't seen her since then. But her boyfriend did come a few days ago, and Freya was being pretty nosy to the point that Mr. Gallagher joined the discussion. My, you really have a knack for starting trouble. Sadly, I have to agree with that. It's not easy to make Gallagher join a random conversation unless it really fits his interest or it annoys him. I don't know how to react to that. Well, I need to catch a flight to Seoul tomorrow, so I'm off for the day. Oh, you're leaving Seattle so soon? It's only for a week or so. I'll be back here sooner than you know. Oh well, it'll be a peaceful week then. Hey, anyway, I need to get going as well. Thank you for letting me stay without ordering anything. Hmm, I didn't even notice that. You really don't care about business. She didn't order anything, but she did attract people to the coffee shop. Hey, that's one way to put it. Anyway, Fred, do you want to share a cab? Thanks, but I'm riding my bike. Alright then, see you around. Take care on your way, folks. Welcome. Good evening, sir. Hello. I'm from the Federal Immigration Regulation and Enforcement Division. And at that note, I'm going to save the game because I don't seem to be getting anyone today. So, peace out, people. Have a good day if you ever watch this. And peace out. Logging out.